This is what happens to a lot of buyers of mine. I want to get into the investment world, but it's so expensive. It's so high. What's your advice to them?
I'm a huge fan of, if you're in Chicago, there's a lot of 2 flats, a lot of 3 flats,
Yep.
there's a quad, 6 units.
Yep.
I mean, get into something where you could lease out part of your building,
Yes.
right? Part of your, whether it's a unit, basement, garden unit, maybe an ADU,
Yep.
whatever it is.
Yep.
You've got some income coming in. Even if it's more expensive, you've
Yep.
got a $600,000-$700,000 property, well, lease it out. You've got some income coming in, offset some of the mortgage, and you're making money that way. It'll bring your payment down so you can afford it.
Correct. So you got to look at the numbers, right?
Absolutely.
That's pretty much it. It doesn't matter even the price almost. It's like, okay, this is your mortgage and what's coming in? What's the number? And then in the meantime, if you break even and you're not negative, at least the tenants are paying down your loan. You're having that appreciation plus some tax benefits. And then plus real estate's a hedge against inflation because the money in the bank is going to be worth probably half in 20 years. Instead, real estate, you'll pay it off and it'll be worth whatever, the inflation is at that point.
Yeah, because, if you're going to be on the sidelines for 10 years, that's 10 years you could have had a tenant in there. You could have been making payments. Property's going up in value. Usually the more expensive a property, the better location, the more upside it has in the long term. If you're just going to look for something cheap, typically it's not going to appreciate as much as something a little more expensive.
Question for you then. When you're going all in on these projects, you always have like plan B just in case something goes wrong?
Yes.
Like let's say there's a crash.
I'm like the anti-risky investor. Like people think I'm risky, but
you like to run your numbers and make sure
of course, you have to figure out, because if you're building 5 mansions and they're sitting on the market and you can't sell them and you have a payment and you're at a point of like, we're making $15 a month, that's too slim, right? You're going to be in trouble after a little while. So our whole philosophy is we build like multifamily, we build small starter homes, step down homes, step up homes, but kind of like that market, that niche market where if it doesn't sell, you can turn around, you can rent it, at least you're making your payments, you're breaking even, maybe a little cash flow, and then you're waiting on appreciation in 10, 20, 30 years.
Yeah. So that was your plan B.
That's all.
You're like worst
plan
case
B.
scenario, it's going to rent, it's going to be fine.
Exactly. Yeah. I love the rentals. I mean, it's a beautiful thing. I know you have rentals. I have rentals. It's a great retirement strategy. You get depreciation, a lot of tax benefits. Yeah, I think everybody should do it.
I think so too. A lot of people just, some people get scared, right? Or they cannot deal with the roaches that all of a sudden fell in your head, right? And they get bent out of shape.
Overanalyze.
And then they never do it. And then in the meantime, by the time they come back, hey, Greg, I want to do it, 10 years has passed by and that same property is 100,000 words more.
Yeah, now you can get in.
Now you can't even get in. And your salary is the same.
Yeah.
And the 50,000 you had in the bank is still it's 52,000 maybe.